So this is something that we have to seriously talk about now and educate, because if we wait, it could get a little too late for these children in the future. So, share a little bit with us, what it's like to have, breast removal or have no breast.
Well, it's kind of bittersweet. I'm going to be honest. A little bittersweet.
Because I would imagine it would be, different from a female perspective, right? Because it's you had to have, felt weird and want to fit more comfortable. So for you, it had to be a different experience than just a girl who's feminine and she just doesn't have breasts.
Well, see, it is different. That's what I'm saying. The whole mindset is different. To me, they were two bags of disgust that just stood there, and I couldn't get rid of them for the rest of my life. That's what it was to me. That's what they were to me. In my mind, my body, however, they were, and this is true. They were cancerous materials that had the potential of spreading through my body and killing me. So I don't have that, that woman's perspective of what breasts are. To me, they were unnecessary bags that just irritated the crap out of me and wasn't supposed to be there because I was a boy. So they were torturous for me. I don't know, maybe Stephanie can answer that. How would you feel? Or you can ask any breast cancer survivor who's had to have a double mastectomy, how they would feel about that, because my idiot behind self, I prayed for cancer, not even realizing that breast cancer ran in my family, and I prayed for it, and then when I'm at the doctor and he tells me that I have it, it was a preventive measure for me, but it was also dummy, be careful what you ask for because you could have died from this had I not gone to the doctor on a regular basis to get these things checked out. You feel me? I could have died. And then, what? Right. Because I'm gay, people would have said, oh, it was AIDS, right? Or it would have been all kinds of horrible rumors about me, not nobody really knowing that, and I revealed this in my second book, Grooming Greatness, not nobody knowing that really my grandmother was a breast cancer survivor and breast cancer runs hereditarily in my family in the female. Yeah, I didn't know that. My sister's struggling with it, and I had the surgery, the tissue removal, so I had that done and prevented it, and now my sister's struggling with it. This is real stuff. This is not ballroom stuff. This is bigger than ballroom. These are real life situations and real life problems, and people are acting like, oh, it's a light thing, or I'm going to do this for a trophy or for some status, or, Now, if you have legitimate reasons and you really want to change, I'm not criticizing anybody. I'm just letting people know what my experience was. That's all I'm doing. I'm not criticizing anybody. If you want to go and get your breasts taken away, go ahead. You have the ability to do it. Thank you, Jesus, for people like me who helped in the struggle. Thank you.
Wow.
I just think people should make informed decisions.
Definitely.
Yes.
Make informed decisions. And from my experience with trans men, they don't feel like they have breasts. Like how I like my breasts, they don't feel comfortable to trans men. It's this thing that just is in the way of everything. And if you had this tumor that was just in the way of everything, you get it removed. So
right.
I don't know that trans men see them as breasts.
Wow. Sort of like a transgender woman, she might see her genitals as a deformation, but to a straight man, it's a man with a penis.
Right.
Wow.
And even with that, with transgendered women, my aunt she's an old girl from the old school. She trans. I don't know what you actually when she trans because she didn't transform. She moved to what was right for her in the 70s. And what a lot of people don't talk about is a lot of the psyche things that go on with being a post-op transsexual. There's a lot that goes with that. So you need to make an informed decision. My aunt lost of her girlfriends that she transitioned with. There were about 7 of them that transitioned together, and 4 of them committed suicide.
Wow, that's very sad. Sorry about that.
We don't talk about that. So there's some implications, and we need to make informed decisions. So when people say, unless you go all the way, then, you're not. Well, you don't know what the implications of making an entire decision either way is. People have to make the right decision for themselves, do the research, don't make an immediate decision, and make an informed decision.
Wow. So do you feel, compared to the ballroom scene, and, knowing this now, now that we spoke about this on the air, do you feel like it's a survival game to make it to an icon status? It's all about, in your health, you want to be icon, you have to have all these surgeries and become real in order to be an icon and make it up there. So you have to put yourself through all of that to have a status in the ballroom scene. Is that what it's...
I do feel that some people probably succumb to some of those pressures, yes.
Wow. That is crazy.
Because if you're looking for acceptance, let's just think about it. If you don't get acceptance from your family, and you don't get acceptance from your community, and then you find a community that you feel accepted, and a part of being a part of that community is fitting a bill, well, then you want to fit that bill. So I guess there are probably people who succumb to those pressures. Do I think that's everybody? Probably not. Because one of the things that attracted me to the ballroom scene back in the 90s was the freedom of it. That people were free to be who they were and were still celebrated. I don't know if that's still the case.
Reno?
Yes, here I am.
Wow.
I'm trying to hear you guys.
Yeah, I'm still having some static, but it's kind of low. We'll just pay it.
Did you hear us?
I heard what you were saying about people making choices to go that route. I can't put it any better than that. I'm not going to, because I don't want to sound like I am judging or anything, but one of the things that, I'm not judging anybody, people who had their own journeys, I just chose to share mine, but one of the things that I know that my mind has changed about was my wanting to have a phalloplasty. I wanted to have one. I thought that was the way that I was supposed to go, until I did more research and found out what it all entailed so that I could make an informed decision about how far I wanted to go. So you're absolutely right, Stephanie. And I wish that more of us would do it that way. Because as it turns out, my size now, my natural size, and I'm blessed, I can say I've heard these words a bunch of times, and this is my ego talking to you all again right there. Oh, Reno, you're so big. I've never seen anything like it before. You're the biggest person I've ever seen. These things have actually been said to me, and so I'm going to let my ego back inside the closet. But they've been said to me because naturally, physically, I have an external organ where I'm not supposed to. So I'm all right. I have what I was looking for. Now, it might not be enormous and enough to go to the depths of satisfaction that I would like to go, but that's why they have enhancers. And straight men use penile enhancers, too. So don't get it twisted. But anyway, so I don't have the need any longer. My need was satisfied without me going to that extreme, I weighed the pros and the cons, and it just wasn't a prudent decision for me to go all the way that way like that, surgically wise. No, it wasn't necessary.
Now, let me ask you a question. Is that the same thing as sex reassignment surgery?
Say that last part again.
Is that the same thing as sex reassignment surgery?
Is it the same thing?
Yeah.
What, going all the way?
Well, you were talking about a plasty. Is that the same thing as a sex reassignment surgery?
No, a phalloplasty.
Yeah.
That's when you have your clitoris formed into a penis, and you use other parts of your body to enlarge it. Yeah.
Okay.
And make it look like a penis, but it's not functional. It's not functional. Not to the point of satisfaction. You can't Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to it. There's a lot of disappointing news to it, which is why there's no reason to get it. They haven't even perfected it yet. Honestly, the few cases that I've known, that I've read about, were very unsuccessful. Deformities occurred, and this is just a few that I've done my research on it. I'm not going to say where to find the research because the world is full of information now. Go look it up yourself. But the few that I have known about and read about were unsuccessful. Okay, but that brings up another point, because if there are African American trans men out there that have had some experiences and some surgeries and things, we need to know about it, because we don't know. One of the reasons why I got published was because the trans man, as far as writing a book or anything like that, the African American trans man doesn't exist. So I need some help. I need some support. You know?
I know that's
it's
right.
basically what I'm saying. Put the information out there. You know? That's all. I don't know. I don't have any opinion.
Wow. Now, Stephanie, do you have anything to say? Like, what are your thoughts on the situation?
Well, my thoughts on it are, like I've said, people should make informed decisions. Because with some of these things, there's no going back. There's no changing your mind. So I say make an informed decision and do what works for you, and not necessarily put so much emphasis on what anyone else thinks. Because ultimately, these personal decisions we make affect us. We're the ones who have to live with them. We can't live so much of our lives trying to live up to something somebody else has decided is okay.
Wow. I can always count on you, Stephanie.
Thank you.
Now, what was your perspective like in the ballroom when you walked balls in categories? Did you feel pressured for any category?
To me?
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I kind of did sometimes, because normally there wasn't a really large female, meaning born female, natural, biological female present. So a lot of times you would be the only one walking. Like, that's not winning. Like, it is, but it's not.
Right.
It's like getting a participation award in Little League.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So
well, that's like walking a ball, and a lot of people don't show up, but you're the only one that walks the category, and you walk with a trophy, and you've been doing it for like 6 to 8 months, and next thing you know, you won of the year.
Right. So it's like, did you win? But this is you asked me how I felt in my own experience. So in my own experience, no, I didn't feel a lot of pressure. A lot of times I would be the only woman, and I was really protected. I know you probably have heard enough about Alvernian, but Alvernian was very protective. And at the time, our house mother, Adrian Vittadini, Prestige, they were very protective, and they were all about preparing us and making sure we were ready and going out there with me and making sure I was okay.
Wow.
So, no, I didn't really have any of that. Wow. And I only walked for about 1.5 years. It's expensive.
Beautiful.
If you're not body or face, it's expensive.
Wow. Talk about ballroom politics. That's crazy. On the other half, now, let's go back to Reno real quick. Let's talk about the separation of butch realness and butch face. Butch realness and butch face from trans man realness and trans man face categories. Because I hear it's a big issue.
Is there?
Well, we need some education on it. You know what I mean? There's not enough episodes with it on. And, it all depends on what state you're walking balls at. I have a lot of different entries from all over the place. And in some places, it's still not clear to some states out there that's doing balls.
Well, I mean, it seems to me, from the various answers that I get when I pose questions to people at these conferences and things, that it's not clear to us either.
Right. Please explain. Educate us.